Hello everyone. So today I'm going to talk about what I'm doing with the point motors. I've never done any wiring before, but I'm going to have a go for this layout. I've only got three I need to concern myself with that will be on the public facing side of the layout. The first is the larger gauge at the bottom, and I bought a Hornby surface mounted point motor that's in the housing, which you can see there already fitted, and that because I'd already raised the track on some more cork, as you can see, it was just a matter of putting it in and it fitted perfectly and worked first time, so that was very straightforward. And then for the narrow gauge I'm going to mount to Pico surface motors. It happened to be Pico track, so it seemed logical to try and use those. So I'm just going to show you what I did to get those working. Okay, so I'm using, for the 009, I'm using the Pico surface mounted point motors. It's just a matter of marking out where they need to sit on top of the point so they can pull the point across. And I'll just hold it in position with my hand and flick it over a few times to make sure it's nice and or fairly even. What they do say though for 009 is that you recess the motor by about 2mm. For 00 scale you don't need to, it can be just flat and it fits in between the two pieces of track, but for 009 it's a bit different. So that's about the thickness of the cork I've used. So I'm just going to cut this cork out, and you see I've designed to cut around it with a pen. I'm going to use my hobby knife to cut it out, and then a screwdriver just to clear it, and then I just need to drill a hole to feed the wires through to the bottom so I can wire it up to some switches. So I originally wired the Hornby switch, the R044 or R044, which is the name of this one, and I wired it using the Hornby switch, but I wasn't that pleased with it, and that's just showing where the wires go. And I'll show you the actual Hornby diagram as well so you know where the wiring goes, but I wasn't pleased with it, so I decided to try and wire that into the Pico system using their Pico switches. And so I've got two for the narrow gauge and one for the Hornby. And the Pico recommend you use the CDU with it. Now Hornby don't, but actually I found that when I wired all three up to the same CDU, it works much better. And the CDU of course can take up to 6 points each. And I used the Gauge Master CDU because it was cheaper. Basically it was I think less than £10 from Amazon. And as you can see, it's very easy to wire up. It's the two wires in from the point motors, and then the wires that go into the transformer using 16 volts of course, which is for my Gauge Master controllers. There's already space on the back on both of them to wire points, so actually quite easy for somebody who's never done it before, and amazing enough they work really quite well actually as well, much to my surprise. So if I can do it as a noob, anybody can.